we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for Twin Flames, for the Divine Feminine, for the Divine Masculine Collective, just to see what is going on. Okay, so we are in a Ka index, which is quite high. Today is actually the last day of the Lion's Gate portal, but we're actually kind of, we'll say experiencing or getting ready to go through a frequency crash. I think that we should be acknowledging the ascension that's happening on a bigger planetary level at this point. A lot of people are awakening to that, but more importantly, a lot of people should be feeling these energies and the effects that they're having on all of us, our bodies, us spiritually, our awakening, and even human consciousness during this time. So we're being blasted with a lot of high frequency energies, and we're going to continue to be. However, starting like we'll say tonight or tomorrow, the frequencies drop very, very fast. So when we go from experiencing these very, very high frequencies back into the lows, usually when I see the lows, I just see this as like an integration period, a time to rest, right? So it makes it kind of challenging kicking off Monday morning while we're wrapping up the Lion's Gate portal. But that's the energy that we're in right now. And then this week, I happen to know, brings a lot of very big astrological alignments as we get prepared for that, we'll say full moon that's coming at us on the 19th too. So we have a lot of stuff coming at us. So we'll say tomorrow's a little bit of a rest day, not great during the work week. And then starting on Wednesday, we go into some very powerful alignments back to back, through the weekend. So I know it's a weird way to start off Monday. We want to be tapping into these energies. We are instant manifesting still in these energies. We've reached that kind of space. So you're going to notice you're probably in a very void-like space. You're daydreaming. You're in your inner world, right? Some of you guys might be experiencing ascension symptoms or just feeling a little tired as we're wrapping up the portal, or maybe not, but you're probably a little bit more in your inner world and in your dreams and in your thoughts right now. Just know that you're instant manifesting. Take care of what you're focusing on right now. We're in such a space for planning. So August is like wrap up that quarter of the year before we get ready for September. So we're in a little bit of, I know a lot of the kids are going back to school, and we're like in kind of that energy as we're getting ready for, I know I'm early, September, which is going to bring the autumn equinox energy with it. So while we're in the last of August, or we'll say we're moving into the last of August, it's a great time to be tapping into the last of Leo season, which is amazing. We want to make that work for us too before we slow it down into Virgo season. So we're still in Leo season, and it's bringing a big energy, which is needed during this time. We have a lot of clearing energies coming up too, as a lot of stuff is coming to the surface very fast as your body is being blasted with a lot of these high frequency energies. It just kind of depends on what you're working through. We'll say what your soul is working through during this time. So we have a lot kind of hitting us energetically, but I'm going to go ahead and do a reading starting with the Divine Feminine. I'm getting an early start today too. I wanted to get on here and do some videos, but just remember, this is just a general reading. It's a collective reading, which I work with the the Twin Flame Collective, so I'm always doing collective work too, if you know me, but this is just a collective reading. So make sure you're doing the one-on-one phone call readings on my website. If you sign up for a reading, I'm going to do a phone call with you, and it's going to help give you a lot of clarity on what to be doing for your specific situation. So make sure you're also doing some deeper work. Make sure you're doing the healings too, otherwise your same situation just stays there. You're being guided to heal during this time. That's for the whole planet, especially the twin flames during this time, if you know you're a twin flame. So if you need more clarity on your situation, what to be doing, or even confirmation in these connections, book a reading. Those are like very helpful. They're going to help you shift a ton of stuff. I also do clearings, healings, and activations on my website. So check out my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I have so many twin flame healings and activations on there, and it's going to help you no matter what your situation. You just book on my website. I always say flip through and go what kind of calls you. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you to heal the underlying issues that I feel are triggered and surface to come up specifically for twin flames too. I've designed that program to help you with specifically what comes up for twin flames too. So check out my twin flame coaching on my website. Great if you're in separation or just needing to heal certain challenges that are coming up within these relationships. Okay, so a reading for the Divine Feminine. I've awakened to our connection. I know we have a timeless bond between us. This connection transcends time, distance, space, all of it. Any kind of limitation, obstacle that you guys can perceive, it's nothing in the scope of this relationship. This is a powerful connection. It transcends time. This is a past life connection that comes up all of the time. You're going to keep crossing paths. I always say that is the infinity, which is the ultimate symbol of the Lionsgate portal too. The 8 is the strength card for the lion, and this is your paths. While you have separate paths to walk, they're going to converge at certain points, and you're going to do lifetimes, whether in this lifetime or even past lifetimes and future lifetimes, together with this person. This is your divine counterpart. Everyone else is temporary in the scope of things when we deal with the karmics. This is your divine person. This is who you're meant to be with ultimately, but sometimes you're having to do a lot of work to get there with these connections, right? So it just kind of depends. Usually this is work on yourself. So divine feminine is awake to this connection. In fact, divine masculine wakes you up a lot. And hold up, a lot of people say, I don't know about my masculine. They seem a little asleep, right? They don't seem that awake. I always say they're playing their role perfectly in whatever they have triggered to the surface. With you, they've brought the blocks up. They've shown you things that you need to heal and things that you need to work on. So this person coming into your life has changed everything about your experience. You're not going to go back, right, to before you met them. And it's brought a lot of healing to the surface very, very fast. So this person has played their role perfectly in triggering whatever they have within you so that you could heal on a deeper level, divine feminine, and to look inside of yourself too. I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. You might be daydreaming and reminiscing. I always say about the love bubble, the good things, whatever it was, how things should have went, but this could actually be dreams and astral experiences. These can be hard to understand, but you are probably having a lot of dreams about this person or even interdimensional experiences as you guys literally share a soul, divine feminine and masculine, right? But we're also healing a lot of collective rifts between the feminine and the masculine energies like never before during this time, as we are changing. Human consciousness is changing, and even the roles that we're taking on are changing too, like never before. So there's a healing that needs to take space. I look at separation as the ultimate being pulled apart. Healing of that kind of energy, of those separation energies too. Oftentimes twin flames have to really go deep within and to heal past relationship patterns, inner child blocks, and even other issues that may be coming up in areas of your relationship or getting in the way, or even going into those separation energies. I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you still linger and I can't control them. I always kind of laugh because usually it is, we'll say runner or divine masculine, but it doesn't have to be, but usually one twin flame will try to move on, forcing the other to try to have to, and I always kind of laugh at it, like you can't move on. You're always going to be thinking about this person all of the time, and the more that you do try, the more all those repressed feelings are going to come to the surface. So you're probably finding you can't move on. Twin flame is a weird connection. Some days you're like, I'm done with this person. Other days, you're back on the twin flame journey and the universe is getting you back on that track. It just kind of depends. Divine feminine, unable to move on from this connection. I think on a deep level, this is your person. Just kind of depends on what healing you're doing within yourself and within this connection. I should have believed in that you always had my best interest at heart. I'm confused about what I should do about my feelings for you. And then usually there's a lot of emotional turmoil that goes on for both, as a lot of repressed emotions come up, and this can be very confusing. This can create a lot of emotional turmoil, especially if you're going into separation or have been in separation. Usually there's a lot of purging of emotions that comes to the surface. There's a lot of highs and lows emotionally as you're being recalibrated and even, we'll say, shifting into a higher frequency and a new balance because of this connection. I feel like you're on the other side of my every breath. You might feel this person's presence a lot around you. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. I'm holding on to the memories of us. You're worth more to me than I let on. I can't let you go. So this is where the feminine is at. You might be having a hard time letting go of this connection or something from it. I don't feel like I deserve you. they'll never compare to you. And you might know that when other people might be, if you are single, it depends, everyone's at a different space, but if you are single, you might know no one, and I always say this, no one can compare to your twin flame, and once you've met them, you've been made aware of that, like literally, and you know that, right? So you might know that, you might be, you know, if other people are approaching you, maybe you're not interested during this time and you're more interested on yourself or reconciliation with your twin flame. I feel your energy around me all the time. Every day I pray to be with you. So this could be just praying to heal the connection, praying for this person, or even manifesting this person. I desire union just as strongly as you. I thought I could detach. Being apart only makes the connection even more intense. And you guys will probably find that no matter how much distance, I say distancing, you put in the connection, or it's an unbreakable bond, the feelings are going to remain. This whole journey was for us to find our way back to each other. And we're going to do some ascension cards. All right, change your perception. You've been getting trapped in a lot of illusions and ways that you're seeing the world. Your divine masculine is here to free you from certain patterns and limitations so that you can see things from a higher level. And it just kind of depends, like, I know they might have stirred up a lot of old baggage or old stuff or old ways of seeing things. You're being guided to really work on the mind and clearing the mind. This is where a lot of our gifts and abilities will come from. As we are living in a fifth dimensional state of consciousness, our thoughts are going to become really, really important. They are anyways, to our energy, how we're feeling, and of course what we're creating and what we're manifesting. You're stripping away the illusion. There was probably a lot of illusions, especially if you guys hit a space of separation. You guys weren't seeing things clearly or as they are, and probably seeing things from past experiences, pain, trauma, old ways of the 3D, it depends. So you've had all these stripped away. You're seeing things clearly, Divine Feminine, for what they are now, especially if you're apart from your twin flame. All right, High Priest, personal empowerment. This person is meant to empower your energy. They might have been able to help you in a very, very deep way and to see issues that you had and ways that you needed to heal your solar plexus and even this is your relationships, right? So they might have tried to help to empower you or to elevate your frequency or to help heal you in some type of way. I know it doesn't always feel like that too. And oftentimes they do unblock your solar plexus, which is your inner child chakra, but it has a lot to do with our connections, how we connect in our relationships. This is all about healing your solar plexus, self-esteem, self-worth, and confidence, stepping into those and healing any issues there. All right, time to get creative. There's so much powerful energy swirling around right now. This is like getting interested in new projects, new people, new connections, and even maybe your mission or your purpose, and on a bigger level getting inspired out of this energy. Once you've been awakened to the twin flame connection, you're going to be able to tap into that twin flame energy as you've done a lot of that work, that healing work. It's all about what you're focusing on right now and what you're putting your energy into. Pay attention to creative inspiration and creative ideas. Okay, you are going through a huge transformation, but you have a battle between your head and your heart. This is ego and the heart, right? The soul. Ego versus soul. And so oftentimes we're getting stuck in logic. Things don't make sense to us, overthinking things, overanalyzing, and not seeing things clearly, as we just discussed. You need to get out of your head and into your heart chakra. You need to feel this connection and how you really feel about this person. It's an energy that is felt. It's not something we can always make logical sense of when we're talking about the spiritual. Okay, to pay attention to your third eye chakra and what you're seeing. You're probably having visions. It's probably, and this is a twin flame reading, so this is tapping into higher awareness. You might be getting glimpses of the future. You might be seeing things and having visions about what is going on, what's coming up, and where you're headed during this time. Pay attention if you're having thoughts and visions about your twin flame. This is going to help you navigate the experience. This is your twin flame, but you're needing to clear more of your core wounds. You share these wounds. They actually reflect and mirror them back to you in a lot of levels. And so you're going to kind of know what the issues are. Needing to heal your core wounds so it's not getting, I'll say, stuck, lost in the illusion of the twin flame mirror too. The more that you heal yourself, the smoother that your union will go and the faster you will shift into union two. You're being guided to identify and to heal and clear some of your core wounds. This is why energy clearing work is so important. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands, but it is in reverse, and this is usually like news coming in, communication, a new start, and a new beginning. There is some type of block here. You might feel disappointed in this situation. There might have been delays, setbacks, lack of motivation, having no drive, lack of energy and movement, and holding yourself back. This is important too, that you can shift this situation anytime. Pay attention to your narratives, what you're telling yourself. Make sure that you're putting in that work too. So we have something like, I'll call this a block or a stopped energy. Doesn't surprise me. We have so many planets in retrograde right now, and this can make things a little hazy. Retrogrades are amazing for helping us to identify our blocks, especially as we're in Mercury retrograde, which can deal with relationships, especially the twin flame connection too. So you're being guided to once again identify and release any core blocks and wounds around this connection. This will help to get things moving. We have the Emperor, which is in reverse, and this is usually my masculine energy, and this represents the masculine, but because this is in reverse, like your masculine might have been acting controlling, and this can come out of past abandonment wounds and them trying to get their needs met. They feel let down by this situation. They feel abandoned by you. On the other side of this, your divine masculine. So if you are healing your own abandonment wounds, this might be, I don't want to say leaking or seeping into the connection or being mirrored back. If they have abandoned you, this might have been fear of abandonment and your own abandonment wounds. Diving in deep to figure out where those wounds first came from prior to this connection and healing them will help to release this pattern that you're both experiencing. We have the Eight of Swords. You might feel trapped or stuck. And this is like being in your head too much. We talked about this, and that you might have a lot of mental confusion, not seeing things. You might be focusing on fear and anxiety. You might feel powerless in this situation, that it's all up to the external or your masculine in some type of way. But it's actually you going into fear-based thoughts and narratives that are messing up the connection. Needing to heal any fear or anxiety, especially if you have a fearful avoidant or anxious avoidant attachment style. Oftentimes your twin flame is kind of reflecting that back to you. Needing to heal any fear, especially relationship fear or anxieties about this connection and about this union on a deeper level. Sometimes healing any type of attachment stuff will help you a lot. I have a huge focus on that lately with the twin flame work that I do. You're going through this death, but it's in reverse, so you've already been through that. You might be resisting change and have fear of moving on. You might be repeating negative patterns and acting too dependent and holding on to old situations. I feel twin flame is to get you very independent. If you're dependent on this relationship too much, usually look, you know, right? You're here to heal any codependent patterns and things like that. And to really work on yourself. So if you're holding on to old situations and old connections that have been coming up and getting in the way, once again, seeping into or leaking into your twin flame dynamic or storylines, time to heal these repeating negative patterns, especially any repeating relationship patterns. After the death comes the rebirth. And I think a lot of you guys are feeling that and experiencing that too. And then we'll go through another one for the winter. We're not there yet. We go through these cycles, even yearly with the seasons, with the energies, right? We're cycling through certain cycles within ourselves as we're each time going into a deeper layer. So you've been into some deep layers this year of yourself. You're healing. You're coming out the other side. We're going to see a lot of twin flames coming into very happy reunion and union energy. And out of that, separation is stagnant energy, right? And not moving. Okay, so we have the moon. And this is like things coming up. This is the subconscious and the unconscious. You're being made aware of the subconscious programs, blocks, and things that have been getting in the way. These things are coming to the surface. But as you're healing yourself, you're tapping into your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams. Once again, this is healing fear and anxiety and getting to the deeper root causes, whether you're healing your root chakra and the inner child stuff, or even subconscious thought programs that are coming up and blocking you. You think the same things all the time. You've been living out the same patterns. Healing these types of things too. So this is like everything coming to the surface, being made aware of your situation. Pay attention to your dreams. Your subconscious is trying to get your attention. You're noticing you're dreaming about some of your situations here in the physical too, and this is powerful as your subconscious is creating your reality. Pay attention to what you're putting into your own mind and telling yourself all day long. This can put you so far ahead if you're focused on fear-based illusionary stories. These are going to play out affecting you still. I think it's important that you're healing things like that and paying attention to what you're telling yourself all day long. Stay focused on positive things, things that you're grateful for, and what remains in your life. We've had a lot stripped away. This is a lot to deal with. We had so much loss stripped away, but there's a lot that remains within yourself and even within your reality. Be very grateful for where you're at and what you do have. This will help you. We're going to do a reading now for the Divine Masculine. I just want to see where you guys are at. I'm just doing a quick reading today if you didn't notice, but I like to get on here and connect with you guys and to see what is going on for you guys. I have a ton of stuff in my shop over the next couple of days too, so anything in my shop you can always do with the healings. Definitely a great time to be tapping into these energies still and doing healing work. This is what I do. Okay, so Divine Masculine. Divine Feminine, if you're watching, messages to your feminine. I want to hold you again. I need to feel your body next to mine. This person might be a touch person, right? So it can be very hard when you're apart and you just want to do real connection. And you know that about your twin flame. This is your person. We have a lot of hopes and dreams around relationships and wanting to bring these into the physical with your person. But sometimes we start that path and then the healing crisis comes up too. And this can be hard for our egos to handle and understand as we have to go through ego death and layers of things, and it's very, very deep work too. This person wants to touch you. They want to feel you. They want that physical connection, especially if in separation. They might be feeling lonely. They might be missing you. They might be missing your energy and missing that they want to touch you and be with you, close to you. My heart keeps coming back to you even though I know you've lost faith in me. This person, they still are in love with you. If it's separate, just know that they haven't gotten you off of their heart, or mine. But they know that you are the one. I wish I could take back the hurtful things I said. It was wrong to take out my frustration on you. They might have said some very mean things to you too. I think both did. That might have kicked off a cycle of upsetting you too. And things like that too. And they know that. At the least triggered feminine's ego and masculine back and forth. So you guys have triggered an ego death and a new spiritual awakening cycle with each other. But there were a lot of things that were not nice that were said, even on both sides. Divine Masculine is feeling upset about that. I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. This person may also feel lost if they're in separation. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. Okay. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. I wish you were here with me. You tame my demons. And I said that's the real conquering is the thoughts, the things going on, right? We call them the inner demons that we must face ourselves. There aren't any. It's just ourselves and having to purge out and face certain things. I should have fought for you, and this person might be aware that they should have put more effort into the connection, tried more, or even tried to fight to keep the connection more. They might have done the opposite, and you might have been fighting to keep that, and then they might have been going. It just kind of depends on how this has manifested. I need to tell you the truth. This person has something to say to you. They might be having conversations with themselves and playing that over and over that they wish they had opened up more. I want to start over with you. They want a new beginning, and that's might be where the block is because we talked about that on the feminine side. They want to start over. They want a new beginning, and they want to do it right this time. If there's a separation, you need to learn and heal from the lessons so that it doesn't happen again, because you know it's very painful to be apart. I feel that teaches you a lot about the connection and why we go through it, and then we get to do it, okay? So this person does want to be with you. I want to have children with you. This could be coming up a lot too, and sometimes this is it too, where you guys might have wanted or even planned before coming to Earth to have children together or to be together in that way and to have a family together too. Oftentimes your twin flame is the one you want to do all of that stuff with. Some of you guys already have children with karmics and you'll blend these together. My ego got too triggered and got in the way. Your energy was so too intense and overwhelming or draining me. And this is what happens too. And I know that about my separations. Both ended up really drained from it too. So maybe needing a better balance between other activities, real life, I say real life, jobs, real life, right? Other responsibilities and the connection too. This can happen. I feel you can get very zapped from all the twin flame upgrades, energies in the process, not understanding, and then maybe that was something that needed to be moved through, right? But this can be hard for our egos to understand what's happening as we're being upgraded very fast, being around each other. I have past family stuff I'm trying to heal. You've triggered a lot of inner child healing in me, and I've brought up a lot of inner child wounds in me. Both share these wounds. Masculine has had to deal with a lot of inner child baggage. Maybe even prior to meeting you, they've been through a lot, and this relationship may have triggered a lot too, as it's very connected with our relationships. Have faith in the universe. This is bigger than both of us at the moment. All right, so we have karmic purge, mirror reflection. Divine Masculine has purged out so many emotions, energies, and even karma. If there's been karmic blocks from the past or karmic situations that they're stuck in, they've been trying to get out of them. This might be victim mentality, not knowing how, or needing to do some work to really look at the connections around them and ways that they have made them stuck in the 3D. Twin flame, everything is possible. And so back to that thought, the karmics are on that 3D unawakened level to keep us trapped on 3D timelines, whether it's families, friends, situations. Your twin flame is an awakened soul. If when you're with them, you guys are both on that 5D level. You're both in these 5D realities. This is your twin flame, 1111. I love this as this is that when my twin flame met me for that 1111 porthole too, right? Probably planned out. Okay, anyways, so I love that. You might be seeing the number 1111 and things like that, or other angel numbers, synchronicities, and number cards. Know that anything is possible with this connection. You guys can shift this anytime. All right, this is the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine is being guided to get in your masculine energy. Align with abundance, coming into unity with this union. Coming into union will help you to attract abundance into your life if you've been struggling in that area. Your divine feminine and you coming together with that energy is going to open up so many, I'll say, gateways, right? For angels, archangels, ascended masters, and so much to come through to support you and assist you in your ascension too. And so it's meant to heal you, especially your sacral energy. When you're in union and merging with your divine feminine, they're going to heal your sacral on so many levels. They might have a lot of energy or a lot of sacral energy, your divine feminine, and it's going to fill your cup, so to speak, right? Separation, draining. When you're together in union and in a committed sexual relationship with this person, it's going to give you so much energy to work with too. So it's going to bring you a lot of abundance. Maybe your divine feminine has a very abundant feminine energy. Okay, take me home, pathway to true love. I love this because your divine feminine is home for you. Some of you guys, I put this, I think, on a post yesterday. It could have been the day before, but yesterday. Some of the masculines are going to be moving, maybe having their divine feminine move in with them, maybe moving in with their divine feminine. And I know this can make a lot of people like, I don't know. Or it could be buying a house together, going to new timelines. Maybe you've been made aware of that too. With this too, right? I always say that. Like, I know that with my life, that when I met my masculine, it involved me buying a house, right? That was supposed to be our home or our house, right? There was a plan for it or whatever. Okay, so there might be a plan too to be living together, but this is very around the divine feminine having pieces that you need. And I realize that they got the other piece of the puzzle, like in some ways, right? And it depends on where you guys are at in your own individual journeys and things like that. But this is a path or a journey that was meant to lead you home, not just back to your divine feminine. Yes, back to your divine feminine, but back to source too, that you're supposed to be kind of following. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords, but this is in reverse. You need to release the pain of the past. You're overcoming hardship and recovery from sadness. You're healing from a heartbreak. You're ending a third-party connection, possibly third-party energy, which is just anyone outside of the connection that throws it off may have gotten in the way. And I always hate this one because it's what happened with mine, whether this person wants to realize it or not, that their other connections interfered with our relationship and they let them. They didn't have to let them, right? So there is heartbreak, but a lot of it is from outside connections, and maybe masculine needs to stop letting everyone tell them how to live their life or what to do and needs to follow their own heart, because you know that this has created a lot of sadness for some. If there was a karmic interfering, then it didn't just leave the divine feminine out in the cold and sad, it left the divine masculine in that way too, because both are so interconnected and feeling the same emotions and things like that. So there is some type of sadness over this. Could have been some type of interference, and this could manifest in all different karmic ways too. Divine masculine healing their heart. They've been left sad in some way and even heartbroken. They need to let go of the past. You have childhood issues that need to be resolved. Maybe you need to grow up in this connection. I know, right? Oh my God. I know. And maybe you need to grow up, let go of the past. You need to leave where you're at and to focus on the future. Some of you guys are reliving your childhood over and over with some of the characters on your side and things like that. Okay, needing to work together. You're needing to learn from your past mistakes. Some of you haven't repaired or corrected your past mistakes. There's a lack of effort on the masculine side. Maybe some of you guys gave up. You're not trying. You're not being open. And this is affecting, obviously, things like that too, right? Some of you guys might be in kind of a selfish energy, wanting to go do your own thing or just focused on yourself, unfortunately. Needing to put more effort into this connection because that path leads to material loss and being broke. Ooh. And when you're in union, we just talked about it leading to abundance and good things, right? Okay. 6 of Swords. Some of you guys are refusing to move on. There's a block there, and there might be lack of movement. You might have canceled plans with your divine feminine and resisting change, but you have unfinished business with this union. It's still there in the background. It's not resolved, and it's not closed, and it's not wrapped up. It's something still open. You'll have to deal with it. Okay. This is the 3 of Wands. This is waiting for your manifestation or your ships to come in, and this is like manifesting something. It says travel. Some of you guys will move abroad. I just said that to my family too this morning, right? Like some of you guys might want to move. You might want to move to other countries, states, cities. It just kind of depends. This might be a travel or moving card where your heart might be in another place or you might be guided to move forward. You're manifesting something though, and you're waiting for something to come in, and it just depends what. It could be this union that you're manifesting because this is a twin flame reading. Or whatever it is, or more opportunity. It just kind of depends. So it shows divine masculine is kind of sitting there waiting for the ship to come in, right? You're waiting for this union to come in and where that ship would take you on the spiritual journey. We have 2 cards of the boat, and this is moving forward on your spiritual journey. You might feel you're stuck in a certain paradigm or needing to get out there outside of that box, or maybe even travel with your divine feminine somewhere and to see the planet. That's my dream. I wanted to travel with my divine masculine and go see places and go get out, right? And to go do some amazing adventure maybe if they wanted to. Or it could be even traveling to your divine feminine. We have a lot of twin flames that live in other places and might be traveling into union or traveling to that person if they live somewhere far away or something like that. Could also be healing separation issues and distance and things like that. All right, I'm going on that note. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to be around doing healings and activations on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Just book me on there. Great time to be tapping into these energies and doing healing work. It always is anyways, but we want to be tapping into these high energies. Have a beautiful day.